Well, tonight, Denver Public Schools has a new approach to the rising lunch debt. They want every parent to sign up for free or reduced lunches regardless of the family income. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jackie Crea. Now, parents have probably heard stories of lunch shaming, right? Kids forced to eat an alternate lunch because their account is past due.
Well, Denver Public Schools made a historic stand against lunch shaming last year, promising every student a hot, full lunch no matter what. Since that policy took effect, the lunch debt went up 2,500%. Well, tonight, Contact 7 Teresa Marchetta is showing us how, despite the debt, Denver plans to keep its promise to feed every child.
We went from about an average of $13,000 a year, which was the last year that we had good information on. So it was $13,000 that we'd accumulated in student debt, to about $356,000 this last year.
Teresa Pena admits the end of lunch shaming at DPS came at an unexpected cost.
We were actually thrilled when the superintendent made this decision because our job is to feed kids.
We met at the Still Quiet cafeteria at Slavens Elementary before Denver's more than 92,000 students crossed school thresholds in late August. The district wants all their parents to register for free or reduced lunches.
So we really don't want to penalize any family regardless of their economic status, but we don't also want to have to pay $356,000 again next year.
DPS says 2/3 of that debt was attributed to paid families. In other words, kids whose families had the means to pay for lunches but didn't. The income for a family of 4 to qualify for free lunch is $31,980 or less. For reduced price lunch, it's $45,510.
Things like a sticker on the hand or a bracelet to remind parents that they need to put more money into their child's meal account. And so that can single a student out.
Taylor Washington knows all about lunch shaming in our state and says DPS is doing the right thing.
We're trying to support schools by doing a lot of outreach to communities and enrolling people in food stamps and letting people know that, they can enroll in free and reduced lunch.
She says Hunger Free Colorado helps families who don't know how to navigate the system. That includes applying for SNAP, our state's food stamp program, so their children would automatically get lunch benefits. We checked. Jefferson County says its lunch debt last year was about $200,000. Douglas County's was more than $75,000.
It's all online now.
Pena says parents find out within 24 hours in DPS if they qualify, and that there are added benefits for both the district and the family if they do. DPS says their lunch debt has no lasting consequences for students or their families. Hunger Free Colorado has advocates to walk you through the paperwork, the policies and applications. Their food resource hotline is statewide, toll-free, and bilingual. The number's 1-855-855-4626, and we have it on our website. I'm Teresa Marchetta, Denver 7.
And school and community leaders are really drilling down on the reasons people don't apply for subsidized lunch applications. And they pointed to really two main factors.
One of those is pride. Teresa Pena with Denver Schools made reference to the stigma associated with applying for free or reduced lunch, which may keep some of Denver's working poor from turning in their application.
And the other is politics. According to data from the American Immigration Council, about 9% of Colorado kids have at least one undocumented family member living in the house, and families worry that if they apply for aid, well, they may also put families at risk for deportation.
They're the families that we want to help the most, and there's really, we could say this, that there's no consequence and we don't track it, and there's no question related to immigration status, but if you're a family that's at risk, do you want to take that chance?
No. So I have personally combed through hundreds of comments on this story on our Facebook page. And Carrie writes, feed your own expletive kids. Put down iPhone, shut off your 57-inch cable TV, fire up that Escalade, and go to Walmart. Terry says, this is a great example of how people would rather be lazy and have the government do everything. Now, Michelle believes school lunch, she says, should be provided to every child at no cost. Why is should we feed children even a question? So there's no quick fix to this one. This is a little complicated, but through our comments, we have put together a few ideas that maybe the state wants to consider. So I hope you join me tonight. At 10, we're going to take a 360 follow-up look at the possible solutions to the lunch shaming debate.